If you've spent any time looking into Linux storage, you've probably seen LVM and RAID mentioned together, sometimes even used interchangeably. They're not the same thing. RAID protects you from disk failure. LVM gives you flexibility to resize, move, and organize storage on the fly. Let's break each one down, then look at how they fit together. RAID stands for Redundant Array of Independent Disks. The core idea is simple. Instead of relying on one drive, you combine several into an array so data survives if a disk dies. RAID 1 mirrors everything to a second disk. RAID 5 stripes data plus parity across 3 or more drives, letting you lose any one. RAID 0 stripes with no protection. It's fast, but one dead disk kills everything. The trade-off is always between capacity, speed, and fault tolerance. LVM stands for Logical Volume Manager. It adds a layer of abstraction on top of your physical disks. You group one or more drives into a volume group, then carve out logical volumes of whatever size you need, and you can grow or shrink them later without touching the partition table. Need to add a new disk to expand storage. Just add it to the volume group. LVM also supports snapshots, which let you freeze a point-in-time copy of a volume for backups while the system keeps running. Here's how the layers actually stack up. At the bottom, you have your physical disks. On top of those, RAID combines multiple drives into a single virtual device, one that looks like one big reliable disk to everything above it. An LVM takes that RAID device as a physical volume, pulls it into a volume group, and hands out logical volumes. Finally, you put a file system on those volumes. The key insight is that RAID and LVM live at different layers. RAID handles redundancy and performance. LVM handles flexibility and management. RAID and LVM solve fundamentally different problems. A RAID is about availability. Your data keeps working even when hardware breaks. LVM is about management. You can reshape your storage layout without downtime. RAID has a fixed structure once you create it. Expanding a RAID 5 array is possible, but slow and risky. LVM lets you tack on space whenever you want cleanly. One isn't a replacement for the other. Asking, should I use LVM or RAID, is a bit like asking, should I wear a seatbelt or adjust my seat? You want both. In practice, most Linux sysadmins stack both. You set up a RAID array first using mdadmin, say a RAID 1 mirror of 2 disks for a small server, or RAID 5 across 4 disks for more capacity. Then you initialize that array as an LVM physical volume. Now you get redundancy from RAID and the full flexibility of LVM on top. LVM does technically have its own mirroring and striping, but mdadmin RAID is battle tested and better documented. So the typical recommendation is mdadmin for RAID, LVM for volume management. Use each tool for what it's best at. RAID keeps your data alive when a disk fails. LVM lets you reshape storage without the headaches, stack them together, and you get the best of both. That's the real answer to the LVM versus RAID question. Thanks for watching Awesome Linux TV.